Alright, so somehow we are once again in that magical era of the internet where something clearly not meant to be seen yet is absolutely everywhere. And this time, it's Avengers Doomsday trailer number 3, which didn't even fully leak as a video, but instead leaked in that very modern way where someone just calmly explains everything they saw, and the internet collectively treats it like sacred scripture. According to the description floating around, this trailer opens in the X-Mansion, which is already a strong start. Anytime you begin with the X-Mansion, you're basically telling the audience, yeah, this is gonna hurt emotionally, prepare yourself. The camera slowly pans through the place, very quiet, very ominous, like the mansion itself knows something bad is coming and can't do anything about it. Then we see the plaque for Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, which is Marvel's way of reminding us that this place is supposed to be hopeful. Immediately after that, we get Professor X rolling into view, and not in a cheerful, welcome students way, but in a this timeline is completely broken kind of way. And then it gets even heavier. A chess piece starts floating, which is basically Magneto's version of a calling card. If you see floating chess pieces, you already know the philosophical debate about mutant survival is about to begin. Magneto appears in the background, and then he and Charles reach out and hold hands, which is not something you do unless the world is on the verge of collapsing. This is one of those quiet moments Marvel has gotten really good at lately. No explosions, no jokes, just two old friends who've spent their entire lives disagreeing, realizing they might be at the end of the road. Charles is wearing a blue jacket with an X symbol, smiling softly, and Magneto smiles back. That alone already tells you this movie is not aiming for lighthearted fun. Then the trailer immediately decides it's done being emotional and cuts straight to absolute chaos. We see Cyclops removing his visor, and this is the moment everyone's been talking about. His face is covered in grime, possibly mud, possibly blood, possibly both, because Marvel loves keeping things ambiguous like that. And then the optic blast fires. Full force, no holding back, just pure energy ripping through the frame. Behind him, massive metal legs move into view, revealing a sentinel. Not just any sentinel, but the kind of sentinel that tells you this is a world where mutants did not win. This is not a mutants are misunderstood timeline. This is a mutants were hunted nearly to extinction timeline. And Cyclops is finally wearing a suit that looks straight out of the comics. No weird redesigns, no unnecessary changes, just a clean, modern take on a classic look. No trunks either, which honestly feels like Marvel quietly saying, we're respecting the source material, but we're not completely losing our minds. The narration throughout all of this comes from Magneto, and he delivers one of those lines that feels like it was specifically engineered to be quoted on social media for the next year. He talks about death coming for everyone, and how the real question isn't whether you're ready to die, but who you are when you close your eyes. That's not a superhero line. That's a movie is going to emotionally flatten you line. What makes this leak especially interesting is how confident it feels. This doesn't sound like a quick teaser meant to hype up toys or merchandise. This sounds like Marvel's setting the tone for the entire movie. Dark, philosophical, and very focused on consequences. There's also a lot of speculation now that this is a reality where Sentinels wiped out most of the X-Men, and honestly, that tracks. Everything about this description screams failed timeline. The quiet mansion, the hand-holding between Charles and Eric, Cyclops fighting alone against overwhelming odds. This doesn't feel like the beginning of a story, it feels like the aftermath. Which naturally leads everyone to the same question. Where does Dr. Doom fit into all of this? Because if there's one character who thrives in broken universes and doomed timelines, it's him. If this world fell apart, there's a very real chance he either caused it or took advantage of it. And that's what makes Avengers Doomsday feel different already. It's not just another team-up movie where everyone meets, argues a bit, and then punches the same villain together. This feels like a story about endings, about worlds that couldn't be saved, and choices that came too late. Even the fact that this trailer leaked as a description instead of clean footage kind of adds to the mystique. It feels like forbidden knowledge, like you weren't supposed to know this yet, but now that you do, you can't stop thinking about it. Marvel has been very careful with how they reintroduce the X-Men, and this seems like a deliberate move to remind everyone that these characters carry weight. Cyclops isn't just a laser guy. Professor X and Magneto aren't just opposing ideologies. They're symbols of hope, failure, and survival in a universe that keeps testing them. If this description turns out to be accurate, and all signs point to it being legit, then Avengers Doomsday might end up being one of Marvel's heaviest films yet, not because of non-stop action, but because of what it's willing to sit with emotionally. And honestly, seeing Cyclops finally treated like a serious, powerful leader instead of a background character is long overdue. If this is the version we're getting, then the wait might actually be worth it. So yeah, a trailer that hasn't even officially dropped is already doing its job perfectly. It has people talking, theorizing, and bracing themselves for something big. If this is just teaser number 3, then the full movie is probably going to be a lot. And that's about it. See ya.